Good morning. Tanya Curry from Widow to Widow. I hope and pray that you all had a fabulous weekend. I pray that you had a fabulous week. I think the last time I was on was a week ago. And I just want to come on today just to encourage you to continue to walk in the will and the way of God and to be obedient to what He has told you to do. After I was obedient and did my videos last week, so much has happened, and I had to stop in the midst of it to do some of the things He was telling me to do around Widow to Widow and some of my other groups that He's blessed me with and has me over. It's just an amazing feeling. Last June, I set up Sisterhood. I am my sister's keeper. So now He told me to set up a YouTube for that. So I had to set up the channels for the pages that He has given me, and I actually thought they were just pages, and then He spoke something to me. They're movements, and of course they're ministries, but they're movements. So He's doing something with these groups, and we are in the early stages of it. And I just wanted to tell you, if I can encourage you just to be obedient. You may be afraid as well to be expected, but as I'm allowing Him to take over and just to lead me and give me the courage to do these things, and I take that move, He blows my mind. Immediately after I posted that video on the 12th, which was the 7th year anniversary of me being a widow, as soon as I pushed the send button to upload, opposed to trying to edit it out. He told me not to edit it. It's important to be obedient, because He probably knew that I would be editing it for days and hours and on, and may never even got to post the video by the time I finished criticizing everything I was saying and critiquing this and critiquing that. And that's not what He wanted me to do. First of all, He wants all the glory out of everything we do. And He spoke to me to move my vision boards off the altar. So it's a couple of things I may touch on in this. I plan on being really quick with a tidbit, and that was it, what I just said. But I want to remember to speak on the vision board, discernment. Yes, discernment. A lot of that He's bringing to my spirit to speak on and encourage you, and hopefully get fun exercises. I mean, it's as simple as meditating and just having an open heart and asking God to confirm the things that He's telling you. If you're not sure if it's you, or if you're not sure if it's God, or if you're not sure if it's the enemy. That way, I ask God, and He, is this you, God? Because He speaks so much to us at times till we wonder, okay, you speaking a lot now. Is this me or you? Because, and then He has those times where He's just really quiet. So it's whatever He is doing in us and whatever He's testing us with. And right now, we're in that season of immediately moving. When He give it to us, He wants us to move and trust in Him. Don't think about it. Just make sure it's Him. Confirm and ask Him. But He also wants us to be to that stage where we know and recognize His voice, where He don't have to. Certain things He wants us to move just like that. And you need to know that it's Him, because He don't have time to confirm it. When I say time, He always have time for us. But sometimes it's right then and there. And you don't have that time to waste and keep wondering and waiting for Him to get back to you tomorrow when He needs you to take care of something right then and there. So I want you to trust your intuition. That's what your discernment is, and that's the Spirit of the Holy Spirit talking to us, leading us, and guiding us. I want to also encourage you to do your vision boards. If you haven't done them, if you've done them, revisit them, or start a new one, because whatever the Lord, ask the Lord what He wants you to do. If I ever give you ideas or suggestions, I just mean this is what He's have suggestions for me, and I'm just excited and want to share it to everybody, all my sisters out here who's struggling. We're trying to find our purpose, and our purpose is definitely in us. We hear that all the time, but when He opened my eyes to these movements that He's given me, making me head over, I'm like, I just wanted to join the movement. I didn't. And I always say I'm a movement by myself. We're forced. I forget however that song go and that quote go. I always say that all the time, but right now I'm trying to stay focused on this. If it come back later, that's fine. If not, that's all right. I just want to remember, because what I'm about to do now is go over my notes and go over my vision board in my what do you call it, whiteboard. It looks like that's still from 2022 stuff. I need to go over that, and I'm looking at it now, and everything. He's just doing everything. That's all I wanted to say. But I just wanted to encourage you to just, you know, we're in our season. So if you're going through something right now, just know it won't last for long. And if the things that are lasting longer, the Lord is doing something in the atmosphere that He's going to make that seem like nothing, because all the blessings that He's pouring down on His people right now, it's going to make you so excited and filled with joy to everything around you. Is just not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. Them things that may seem so heavy right now, I pray with you. Oh, and that's another thing. I want to get more intimate with you guys on this channel, Widow to Widow. I set up a Facebook page and group, and I have an email. Eventually, with all my groups, I want to get on a video either through Zoom, or if it's a live on that channel. Like if it's a group, like my sisterhood group, we have a channel. We're going to go live in there and do the more intimate stuff. So that's why I'm going to be on that channel soon, speaking as well. And I was thinking maybe I'll make one video, but maybe I'm not. That way to stay short. I'll stay with Widow to Widow, and then I'll go with Sisterhood. And I could always crisscross share them to my pages. So if you're on Facebook, look me up in this channel. That way you go straight to my page. It should be links for everything there. Links for my email, links for the Facebook page, and if it has a group to it, that should be there as well. If not, I would double check that, because that's the stuff I'm working on and double checking this week. So as I'm going, and Lord's giving me things to come and encourage you with, or just to say hi, see how you're doing. I don't want to be just speaking myself. I want to interact with you guys. I want to see how you're doing. So right now I was debating on whether I should go live or not. Well, I just found out trying to go live, because this takes a minute to upload, about a couple hours sometimes. I was saying, well, maybe I just go live anyway, and just that way it's there and it doesn't take so long. So I just want to encourage you with what I just said. I don't want to repeat myself. I can't wait to do something. The Lord spoke to me to do something on Yes, and that's why I wanted to be in an active you know, He said yes, the song Yes. It's on one of my pages on Facebook. Think Widow to Widow. I think it's on your page, Widow to Widow. And if you can go in there and listen to that song and let it minister to you, because He said He wants me to ask you that question. Will you say yes? Even if you knew what it would entail, if you knew the anguish it may bring, if you knew that it may make you lose your home, if you knew it may make you lose your job, if you knew, you know, by saying yes, that these things would happen, all hell would just break loose, would you still say yes? If you had the details, would you say yes? He doesn't give us the details. He's smart. I doubt if we would say yes. So He just He gives us the promise. And the promise is so great when we say yes to everything we go through. That promise, thinking on that promise, helps us get through the rough times. So I'm not going to be long. Like I said, I just wanted to stop in and just give some kind of hello. I miss being in contact with you guys after I got started, but I had to stop and do some background stuff that had to be done so these videos can move from platform to platform, and that you guys have a place to come and interact as well. So I'm in the beginning stages of all these groups, and the sisterhood group is growing really quick over the last couple of days. God is just doing something. You know, I think I started first last year, June, with like 5 members. Then it went to, I forget how many members, maybe 20, 15. Then it stayed at 30-something members for a while. And just this last day, I think 36, 38 members. And it's like 54 members. So we're moving in that group too. My Widow to Widow group is very new. So we're building up there. It's just me with my different pages on there and a couple of my sisters on there. So please, I welcome you to join all platforms, because I may do something on one that I'm not doing on the other. I may just go on a video on that platform and not on YouTube, which I highly doubt it, unless it's just a real intimate thing that we're doing it with just that group and not for the whole world. And that's why I come to the whole world first on YouTube. Whoever wants to join us to come over there, because that's the way the Lord directed me to set it up. I was not feeling setting it up on Facebook is because he said it wasn't a large enough audience. He wanted all his people out there who could see this, who he's going to direct through this channel. It's not, everybody may not want, to do this channel, and that's fine. You have your own advice. No one's pressuring you, but it's out here for those who's looking for an outlet or a space to feel safe and just to have a sisterly contact. If you live alone, you're single, you don't talk to anybody all day like myself, So this is great for me for many reasons, but I just wanted to serve the Lord. I knew, Lord, to keep my mind off of what he's doing for me in my life. I just asked God, I'm used to serving you, and I was in a waiting space for so long. And it's so funny because when he wants us to wait and we want to just move, and it's like the waiting, it should be so easy to sit there and just wait and just while we're waiting, we're worshiping him and praising him and thanking him for what he's about to do, and we're living in our present, as well. We have to do all of these things, and most importantly, to live in our present, because that's where the blessings are. And this season, you definitely don't want to miss your blessing worrying about your future. I promise you that he has so many great things in store for us this year. And people say, and anybody see this video and will say, well, God is not a genie. He's not a genie. He's God. And he does what he want to do when he want to do. And this is the season that he chose to do these things in. And it's not because he's a genie. It's because he's God. He's our creator. Like we're parents to our children, and we have times we just want to do something nice for them. It's not that we're genies, but we want to do something nice for them, and we can. Well, God has been molding us and shaping us and taking us through all kinds of storms and stuff. And even through your walk, your new walk in life, for those, some is new, some we've been walking in it for some time, some has been with many more years than I have. I only have 7 in, but I'm grateful for the 7, because I remember when the first day happened. I remember before it happened, and the Lord was preparing me, because the doctors never told me a thing, but the Lord had told me a couple months before it happened, the end of October, that he wasn't coming home. And I was reaching down to the foot of my bed to pull my blanket up, my comforter up in my bed, and the hospital bed was next to me. He was in a hospital. And I was getting ready and I'm like, I'm being honest. I don't want to hear that, Lord. I don't want to hear that. And the way it was said to me, I know it wasn't the enemy. Because when the Lord speaks to you, it is that still, that calm, that sweet voice. But I don't want to stay on too long. So it's, I'm almost 15 minutes in. I just want to say that I love you all. I hope to see you on the other platforms. And Tanya Curry, widow to widow.